Aldi's has over 12,000 employees in 18 countries, and they have great benefits for their employees. And getting hired there is competitive, but it's about to be a lot less competitive for you, because in today's video, I'm going to give you some actual Aldi's interview questions they ask in their interview process and teach you how to answer them from a recruiter's perspective. Now, this is video 1 in a 4-part series. So if this is the first video you're seeing, great, you're starting at the beginning. Make sure you stay to the very end, because at the end of this video, I will actually tee up the next one in the series right here. Now, these 4 videos are supposed to serve as a full prep course on everything you need in order to get hired at Aldi's. With that being said, let's get started. Now, the first question is, what do you know about Aldi's products? Now, this is a question where they're just trying to gain general awareness. Are you familiar with the brand, and can you articulate a response in a timely manner? Now, one of the things Aldi says on their website is great quality should come with everyday low prices. So when you're talking about what you know about their brand, you could say, well, I know that one of the things that stands apart when it comes to Aldi is that great quality should come with everyday low prices. So you have great quality produce and products that come at affordable prices for families. Specifically, I really enjoy blank, and you can talk about a few of the products that maybe you've purchased from Aldi's in the past. This doesn't have to be a whole dissertation. This doesn't have to be a 5-minute answer. But what they are looking for here is, do you have familiarity with the brand? And if you can do that, you accomplish what you need to in this question. Let's go to the next. The next question is, describe your experience in the retail industry. Now, this is just one of those things where they're looking for you to tell them quickly and briefly your experience. This should not take you so long. This should probably take you anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds, but you just basically want to recap your experience here. It's also really important that when they're listening to your answer, they hear passion. You want to come off in your interview that not only are you qualified for the role you were interviewing for, but you have a passion for the type of work. You like helping people, you like interacting with others, and you take pride in your work. That is something they should feel through your answer. So you might say something along the lines of, well, that's a really great question. I've been in the industry for about 5 years now, and in that time, I spent time as a cashier and also as a frontline manager. I really love the industry, and some of my favorite things about it is I love helping customers. I love making sure that the store that I lead is bright and refreshed, and etc. Right? You just want them to understand how many years experience you have and the breadth of your experience. So if you've worked in different components of the store, whether it's stocking, butchery, front of house, whatever it is, make sure you reference that and let them know. But again, this is something where you want them to sense the positivity, you want them to sense the interest, and you want them to make sure that they come away feeling like, okay, yeah, this person is qualified. Now, if you want to be the best candidate possible, I'm talking about the best candidate possible who's going to nail your interview and get hired, what I want you to do is go down to the description box. That very first link, that is a link to my full interview prep guide. That is a guide I have built to basically make it like I am preparing you for every job you have for the rest of your life for their interview process. It has 25 instructional videos. It has templates you can use to interact with the people you're going to be connecting with. And it actually walks you through a series of exercises to make you the most prepared candidate possible. And for a very limited time, if you use the word Kroger, you get 50% off. The next question is, are you familiar with inventory management systems? Now, if you are, this is a very easy question. You simply want to say, absolutely. At my last employer, we used this system, and I've been using it for about 3 years, and I'm very familiar with it. Simple, easy question. Now, if you do not have experience with that, this doesn't mean game over, it doesn't mean you won't get employed. What it just means is, you know what, I don't have experience with that yet. However, I'm a fast learner, and it's something that I'd be interested in learning. In the past, in my last job, I didn't have experience with blank, but I learned that, was able to get up to speed fairly quickly. And that's the best thing you can do if you don't have that specific experience. The next question is, how do you stay organized during busy times? And this is basically a question just wanting to understand when things get busy, how do you stay efficient? How do you stay organized? How do you make sure you get the job done and you don't become overwhelmed with the stresses of the job? So when you're answering questions like this, I think it's important to let them know that you have existed in environments like this before. You've existed in a fast-paced environment and you were able to stay both organized and you were able to succeed. And I think it's important that you articulate that in your answer. So you can say, that's a really good question. And I would say that the last couple of jobs I have been really fast-paced environments, and I kind of thrive in those environments. I really enjoy it. For me, it's really important to have good systems in place so that you're organized from the get-go, so that when things get fast, you're not caught off track and you're not trying to catch up. Something like that is a great answer. You're letting them know that you're comfortable, you've experienced it before, and you have a system. That's all you need to do to answer this question correctly. This next question is, how comfortable do you feel going above and beyond what's in the job description? This is a great question because what they're looking for here is attitude. What they're trying to avoid is avoiding hiring someone who comes in and goes, yeah, that's not my job. I'm not doing that. So as opposed to that, what they are trying to hire is team players. Someone who isn't limited by a job description, but rather is willing to take on more based on what the team, store, company needs. So I think it's important that they sense that in your answer. So answering this question, you can say, I'm very comfortable going above and beyond. I think a job description is something that you have at the very beginning of a process just to get an understanding of what a role is. But once you join a team, it's really important to contribute at a high level and do what you need to do in order to help that team succeed. In the past, in other jobs that I've had at A, B, and C company, I frequently did things that were outside the standard scope of my role if that meant helping my team succeed at what we were trying to accomplish that day. Something like that. And if you want, you can give a specific example. Make sure it doesn't take too long. This isn't a question that should take 2 minutes to answer. You're probably looking between 45 and 90 seconds. So if you can concisely say that as a foundation and then share a story that reinforces your behavior, that's fine. But if you can do that, you'll do great. The next question is, what can you tell us about Aldi's commitment to sustainability? And this is actually really interesting to me because this is a second question where they're basically testing your knowledge. How much do you know about Aldi? Now, when you're answering this question, you can bring up a variety of things. I think it's good to talk about their commitment to sustainability and reducing packaging and waste. They also have programs where they're giving back to the community and donating food. These are all things that are in line with sustainability. So I think it's a relatively easy question to answer. You can do a little bit more research and personalize your answer so it reflects some of your beliefs if you like. But a simple answer might sound something like this. That was one of the things I was really impressed by. When I was doing my research for this interview, I was on your website and I learned about some of the initiatives you have, specifically reducing waste when it comes to packaging and giving back to the community by donating foods. And I found that to be really inspiring. I think sustainability is really important. So finding a company that also puts their money where their mouth is really important to me. And it made me more interested in joining your organization. Something like that is a great way to answer this question. You'll nail it. The next question is, do you have experience using scanners and point of sale technology? Now, this is a relatively easy question, right? You either have this experience or you don't. If you do, pretty simple. Absolutely. In fact, I've got about 4 years of experience using scanners and point of sale technology. I did it in my last job and several of the positions that I held, and I really enjoy doing that. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, check the box, right? If you don't, again, this is one of those times you can say, I don't have experience doing that. However, I'm a quick learner and I tend to be pretty fluent when it comes to technology. So it's something I feel I would pick up relatively fast on the job, and I'm very interested in doing so. Something like that, just expressing enthusiasm to learning. Ideally, you would have this experience, but if you don't let it deter you from applying and interviewing and pursuing a job. Now, the other type of question that you're going to need to learn how to answer when it comes to interviewing with Aldi is behavioral interview questions. These are some of the more common and more challenging questions that get asked in the interview. In fact, they're so challenging, I made a video about them. This video right here is the second video in the series, and it teaches you exactly what to say to answer behavioral interview questions. So I'm done here, but I'll see you over there.